Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Barry Selby. That's my book, by the way. I'm going to check it out for a second. Get it on Amazon, and I'll get you there in a second. So let me do this way. Trying to get so better lighting. Well, that's kind of bright. Hey, welcome. I'm doing one early today because I got a full day today, and I wanted to do a couple of things. So this is my Periscope called the Love Scope, and so I'm seeing a client this afternoon during my normal time. So I want to put out this question now, and I thought, well, let's just start the word sex, just to stir things up. But before I get there, let me introduce myself to you as you're signing in and sharing with your followers and your friends. Hiya, good to see you here. By the way, I know a bunch of people from the Perry 10K are going to join this scope because it's now evening their time. I love following you guys, so I love the fact you're following me. So this cooperation, this collaboration rocks, so I'm really grateful for that. My name is Barry Selby. I am known as the Love Doctor to my friends and to my clients. I'm the Heartbreak Repair Specialist. My work, my passion, my love, my service is to help women heal their hearts, particularly the strong, successful ones, because they're the ones usually who have protected it for years. So I help them heal and attract what they really want, so they have the partnership they really deserve. I work with men too, but my focus is primarily women. So in this conversation, I'm going to talk about both. My website is barryselby.com. I made my social media very easy for you to find. My name is pretty much everywhere you find me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Periscope, everything else. So you can find me very easily. This scope is sex. What is it good for? It actually came up because I had this song in my head about war. What is it good for? And that's where the lyric came from. So my mind does strange things. So I want to talk to you about sex not in the physical act as much as the energetic and the hormonal act, if you want to call it that. And if you have questions, please feel free to post them up. And if you want to share it with your followers and friends, please do so. And I welcome the hearts. There's a routine we get into with Perry 10K, which is the 500 hearts thing, the heart blast. Just tap on the screen up to 500 times, and that's all it takes. So, sex. Yes, that wonderful word. It's like a four-letter word in 3 letters. It's so taboo in so many places. But what I want to speak to you about is this. Sex is a powerful and a very potent part of a relationship. Well, for some people. For some people, sex is just something they do to dispel energy with anybody they meet. But I'm not talking about them. And in particular, the chemical and hormonal reactions. Because in my work with my clients, some of them get very physically attached to their partners before they get emotionally and consciously connected to them, which is a dangerous road to travel. And what I want to bring to the table is this question of what sequence do you take your relationships in? Well, that's going to be one track. The other part is this. There's a thing in the, I'm going to say it's a thing. There's a hormone that men and women have called oxytocin. Oxytocin. It's a wonderful chemical, wonderful hormone, and does wonderful things to our body. It gives us euphoria, well-being, other things too. And it responds and reacts for men and for women. Now, for a lot of people, they think that women are the ones that respond to oxytocin. It's the bonding chemical. It's that chemical that basically for women pulls them into a relationship where if they're with sex with a man, they feel bonded to him and want to stay with him and become needy. Not quite true. And I want to help you with this because for some people, they're wondering what happens to them after they have sex that they didn't expect. It actually affects men as well, so I'll get to that in a moment too. Oxytocin is part of a chemical palette, let's call it that gets released, gets expressed, gets shared when we're in a relationship and sexually connected. So, I have no comments, no responses from anybody here yet. I'm wondering if I'm stirring things up or I'm scaring you. Let's see where we go with this. This is meant to be ideally a fairly light conversation, and I'm actually going to do an adjunct later on to bring another scope soon, which is no, I won't even talk about that. That's too much confusion. So, sex. I use the term in my work and frankly in my personal life is about making love, and there's another layer of understanding that for some people sex is just a physical wham bam, thank you ma'am, out the door, literally. And I've seen men and women do it to each other, so it's not just a male-dominated focus. A lot of women I've worked with have had that practice too because they were in the mindset of the male. Get it done, get it over with, and get over it. Not necessarily healthy. You're back again. Glad to have you here. Sex is more than that. And for many of us, we've learned to tune out or shut down parts of our systems to make it convenient. But sex, truthfully, is a massive, yes, a massive, awesome, thank you the hearts, course changer in our energetic field. And I'm saying this, and it's interesting, I'm trying to break this down into a very simple and a very short periscope. This is like a 5-hour conversation. So hopefully I'm going to give you the highlight points. And it's unscripted, so I'm trusting you'll get what I'm trying to say here. Sex is powerful, it's potent, as I've said, and I'll keep saying that because it is what it is. But it's the after effects more than anything else that count. And I don't mean the thing about we can get pregnant and babies, that sort of stuff. That's a whole other conversation. I'm not covering it here. But what I am talking about is how it's so easy to think that it's just an act, it's fun, it's playful, and then I'll see you later. But what it's doing beyond the chemistry of the oxytocin, which I mentioned, the hormones, is it absolutely interacts with and messes with your energetic field. Your energetic field. So let me explain that one a bit. Okay, you need to step out of the framework of the 3 dimensions right now because I'm going to take you in a little deeper conversation. Yes, oxytocin is the bonding chemical, or the bonding hormone that attaches you to the other person. It's nature's way of ideally keeping you with your partner long enough to nurture a family. That's where it comes from, ancient times. But it's still in our system. So even though we don't necessarily live the way we did in ancient times, the oxytocin is still playing an act, playing a role. And it creates, for men, it's an attraction and a bonding. Well, I don't know, it's an attraction and a pride. That's the way it works in men. In women, it's a bonding and a fulfillment. So it acts different ways in the DNA of our systems. But, and, there's a whole other level. If you've ever done your work with pranic healing, or breath work, or energy fields, auras, stuff like that, I'm going to dabble in that a little bit. Not too much, so if you don't know about this stuff, bear with me, I'll explain as I go. We as individuals are not just this physical body physically here. We're an energy field around it, almost like a, let's describe best, like a force field, if you want to call it that. If you've ever watched Star Trek or other shows like that, it's like a force field. But it's not really that firm. But it's where our energy extends beyond a physical bound self into the world. And there's been research done with heart math and other studies where our heart energy goes way beyond what our brain and our mind can do. And they say it's something like 6 feet out from our body is how much our interactive field goes. So just a tip if you're out in the world, if you're out in very toxic environments, and this is a sidebar, where the energy is really cloying or negative or dysfunctional, you'll be picking up stuff in your field, your energy, your 6-foot round force field, as it were. So when you get home, it's good to clear it off energetically, whether it's a physical shower or clearing the energy off by just shaking it loose, dancing, whatever that is, it'll help. And I'll give you a couple of tips towards that at the end. So when it comes to sex, that's a whole other level of field enmeshment, if you want to call it that. So not only do you have the physical act, all the fluids and gushing and all that sort of stuff, you also have the hormonal interactions that cause some different responses in your brain chemistry. In addition to that, your fields are getting messed with. Excuse the F word, but I'll be polite. What that means for you, if you're dating and you're not in a long-term relationship, is when you cross that boundary from just getting to know somebody into the intimate act, and I call it an intimate act of sex, of making love, there's a shift of your energy that becomes enmeshed with somebody else's. And it's that enmeshment that's actually going to cause dysfunction for you. I mean dysfunction because you'll be finding yourself detoured from your natural focus. So even if you just had a one-night stand, yes, that's the term I'm going to use, a one-night stand, or a quickie, or whatever that was with somebody you didn't know that well, you go off and say, okay, that was fun over there, I'm now going over here, your energy field's still stuck over there. Now you wonder why you're a bit less focused, a little bit less clear. That's a reason why if you do that sort of behavior. So what I'm saying, and by the way, I'm not a big fan of abstinence. I'm not a fan of wait until you're married. That's not anything like my philosophy. So don't think that's my focus. But what I'm saying is, choose wisely. And what I mean in my work with my clients, and because working with my clients, I usually work with my female clients for about 3 months at a time, sometimes 6 if they really want to go deep, because if they're healing their hearts, which could be 10, 20, 30 years of history in there, just go out and have sex with somebody could really mess that up. So my focus is helping my clients really own their energy. So not only is it just the physical chemistry. Hi Garth, nice to have you join me. I've just covered quite a bit, so I'm not going to recap everything, but I'll give you the distilled highlights. Hey, hey, it's Garth Boy. So what I want to say is the energy field that you carry when you're having the sexual connection, when you're building the sexual connection in an intimate relationship is wonderful, because you and your partner are additive. The energy of your own energy fields, as well as the chemical connections and the brain chemistry and all those things, is additive to who you are. Rocks, that's awesome. However, if you do the drive-by types, you know, the one that stands, the quick encounters, that sort of stuff, or you fall into love quickly, ooh, it sounds steamy. Well, I'm not getting to the juicy stuff right now. I'm talking more about the energetics of it. So thank you for the light humor there, Garth. In the drive-by, that sort of quickie type scenario, the energy enmeshment's still happening, which means you are finding yourself somewhat pulled apart. And I'm talking energetically, so you might get that. Yeah, quickies, exactly. But again, this is a quickie with somebody you don't know. Hey, keep breathing, you'll be fine. Take those deep, low 5 breaths you talked about earlier. By the way, follow Garth. He's an amazing guy with some of that stuff going on. I'm still learning myself what he's up to and what he's done. He's quite something. And his 5 breath of today was really good, the earlier scope he did. So, rewinding back into what I was saying. So, you're welcome. The energetic focus, or so the energetic component of your field, your energy field, is a large part of who you are. As I said in the beginning, in studies of heart math and other things I've been studying, our energy field from our heart extends 6 feet in front and behind and around us, like a donut. And when you're in somebody else intimately, you're enmeshing your energy field, which, if you're in a relationship, rocks. That's what it's about. It's really great to inspire. It's kind of oral, but it's more than that. It's the energy field of your heart. It's the vibration of you, who you are. And it is in parallel, or I should say, it's almost, I would say, like another layer. Because the auric field's more of a, I'm going to call it a spiritual thing, but it's more of a vibrational field. It's different, I believe, from the energy field. Now, I'm not a scientist to study this, but I don't think they're quite the same thing. But they do cover the same arena. Not yet. I'm just talking about energy field in general, not chakra specific, so you're going deeper than I am. So maybe we should do a dialogue on this at some point, just a thought. I'm speaking about the fact that when you have sexual connection with somebody, interaction, sex, and that intercourse, it's not just the physical bodies banging boots, as it were. It's also the chemistry in your brain, the oxytocin, which creates a bonding energy and a fulfillment energy. But it's also the energy fields that you interact with, and people don't think about this. I spend a lot of time in a lot of conscious community around very loving people, so my energy field gets filled up, and it's almost like having a booster shot to your energy field. No, we're not having sex, by the way, in case you're wondering that. But that leads to that's a rabbit killer? How do you mean that? I'm not sure if I know that term. There are many of us, when we were younger, where, you know, fucking like bunnies sort of thing, if they're talking about that, would be something we do for fun, and it was kind of an exploration of our power and our ability. Mixomatosis. Oh, you're going down a whole other road now. Interesting. What I'm talking about, though, is really your own self-care, your own self-support, your own empowerment, so that when you choose partnership, you do it from the heart and the mind before you choose the body. That's probably what I'm coming down to. Because that's the dance we have. Now, I live in LA, which I don't think is different from any other city, really, in the sense of how people date and meet each other. Maybe the methods are different because we're a lot more sunshine here, so a lot more physical body noticing versus other cities where it's rainier. So, thank you, Garth. Yeah, please tap on the screen. I appreciate that. But what I am aware of is that people are unaware of what they're going beyond. Thank you for that. What they're going beyond their what they're aware of. And this is the thing that I guess my focus is about awareness. You know, what we do and what we interact and how we do things is we find ourselves, we do one thing and don't realize that the impact and the trickle-down theory happens after that. So, to be back to the key point about this, sex is wonderful. I'm a big proponent of it, a big fan of it, and I love the experience of it. I call it making love usually because it's about heart-based. Thank you. But what I'm also letting you know about, and because I was talking to, the reason why this came up in the first place was I was talking to a friend of mine Friday, and there was a piece of the conversation about how they were having lots of dates, and some of the dates were sexual. It's been that long for you, Garth? I'm so sorry. Maybe you should get out there and meet someone special. The whole dating arena, the conversation, was about the fact that, and I talked about this in a scope maybe 2-3 weeks ago, about what you call as your boundary from dating to relationship. And I talk about it as being, once you cross that line after kissing, there's a different energetic, and I mean this literally. The physical intimacy opens up an energy connection, a pouring into each other's energy fields that can be very powerful when you are stepping into a loving relationship. It can be very detrimental if you're not. That's what I'm saying, choose wisely. And we have to kiss, yeah. Well, I'm not kissing you, but thank you for the offer. What I'm saying is that romance for me, and in my coaching my clients, dating is getting to know somebody. And yes, you can hug them and connect, but it's like, where do you draw the line? Okay, I'll wait till you two finish dialogue. I love what you're saying. It's where do you cross the line from, or where do you cross the line of intimacy into something? And that's the question. What is it that you verify as, okay, now I'm in a relationship versus now I'm just dating somebody? I did a scope on this about 2 weeks ago about dating versus relationship and about where that line crosses, because for people, I believe dating is like a sorting thing. And in fact, this is something that one of my teachers, Alison Armstrong, who runs PAX International, she does Understanding Men, Satisfying Women. She's in the West Coast, I think. Anyway, she talks about dating as a sorting practice, like a hunting thing. So dating is something that men do, because men are the natural hunters. Or I should say, the masculine energy is the hunter. Tantric's another conversation. I actually have friends of mine who I refer to people about that, because that's not my skill set exactly. I'm learning, but I'm not skilled in that one directly, so that's not on the fitness conversation, maybe. Anyway, something that Alison Armstrong talks about is the sorting, as the dating as a sorting practice. Because what we are doing, and the thing is, what the smartphone apps have done, this is going off tangent, but it's okay. The smartphone apps like Tinder, Plenty of Fish, etc., they're putting us into the hunter mode. Because you're going, are you the one? Swipe. Are you the one? Swipe. Are you the one? Swipe, etc. That's not exactly particularly bonding, connecting, or valuing. And I am of a different mindset. I believe the apps are great, same as the dating sites are great, same as the matchmakers are great, as long as you've done the work first, so you know what you're really looking for. You got my book? Awesome. Thank you. Oh, I love this. You should read my book. And by the way, that's my book for those who didn't see it before. 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. It's on Amazon in Kindle and physical versions. You can find it under my name or under 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. I love that people get my book. That's so cool. Yes. And there's stuff I'm doing stuff I'm doing here. Thank you. Stuff I'm doing here, I appreciate the fact you find it's a good read, is above and beyond the book. So some stuff in the book I use as resource, but there's 50 principles, which is going to keep you get. You can be my marketer. I love this. Thank you for promoting it. I love sharing my book and my teachings, which I've distilled from my own study. This is not all just me saying I know all this stuff. I've had some great teachers, so I'm just putting it into a book form for you all to save you buying 20 books and doing 17 seminars. That's what I do. So, the dating methodology, it's a hunting technique, which is the masculine energy. And the feminine energy is more of a gatherer, which means to be able to scan the field and see what's around. The problem is that the dating apps are putting everybody, men and women, into the masculine mindset, which for dating and relationship isn't healthy. I'm going to do a whole blog article, maybe another video series about this piece in particular, because this is what I believe is dysfunctional in our modern society about relationships. As I talked again in previous scopes last week and the week before about the evolution of relationship from the first to second to third level, you have to watch the videos for that one. I'm not doing it here. But we're coming to a place where we need to evolve beyond the paradigm where the dating apps have made it comfortable. And this is going to be part of the conversation about the sex part, because it's about what you choose as a... Let me back it up a second. Relationship, I believe, is definitely one of the top 3 things we value in our lives. Money, health, and relationship are our top 3 things. They're also the mega niches for coaches. But it's top 3 things we focus on. Career comes under money, family comes under relationships. Health, fitness, recovery comes under health. So, why is it that we take our money, business focus seriously, we take our health seriously, but relationships we just fall into? That's insanity to me. So I'm very passionate about helping my clients and you, and with my sharings and my book and everything else, to take relationship not seriously, but make it important. And so sex is part of the conversation, because sex is not just something you just do in my book. Metaphorical book, not my physical book. My passion is helping my clients and you own your values, to love yourself and to heal your heart wherever it's got cracks, breakage, or anything else, so that you can love cleanly. Hi, Gail. Good to have you here. So you can really attract what you want. Because the other part of this is, talking about the sex again, is that when you are in a place of discord, excuse me, and you are not in your alignment with who you really are, your choice of sexual partnership and sexual relationship will probably be dysfunctional too. Doesn't add to your well-being, does not add to your life, and doesn't add to your fulfillment. It's just a release in a way. So there's a lot more to this conversation. I'll probably put about 15 different points out there. So I might have to go back and use this scope as a starting point for 6 more. We'll see. Back to the core thing. So sex is good for many things. It does heal headaches. I've read that somewhere. There's a study about that, just so you know. So saying you've got a headache is actually a good reason for sex, not a bad reason for sex. That's a little plug. If you're in a relationship, wonderful. Explore the sexual union community, the commune of your two souls in your energy fields. But if you're not in a relationship, choose when wisely. And again, back to what I said at the beginning, it's not just the chemistry of the oxytocin or the physical interaction, the fulfillment and the sweating and the joy and everything else. It's the energy fields that interact and mesh with each other. All right? So that should keep you going for now. I'm trying to get all these. I'm actually doing 3 scopes in a row, so this is getting crazy. This is the love scope, my first one I do every day, and I'm doing a Perry Tips one in a couple of minutes, and after that I'm doing my you're very welcome. I'm just changing subjects because this, I think, gives you the information you need to know. If you missed the rest of the scope, go back and watch it, please. Please share it with your friends on Twitter, Facebook, etc., and tap on the screen when you're watching the replay and give me a heart. I'd welcome that too. This is a beginning topic of something I'm going to go deeper in, I think, in the next few days. We'll see how this unfolds and depending on feedback I get. But I want to make this very useful. So again, this is my love scope for the day. Second one I'm doing after this is going to be my Perry Tips, and I do the Perry Tips every day too, which is basically Periscope tips for newbies, beginners, and stuff I find out that's like, oh, that's cool, because I'm still a beginner in some ways too. And the third one is, because I can't join in the Perry 10K Share-a-thon, which I'll be talking about shortly, I'm doing a pre-Share-a-thon share about jealousy soon, so watch for that. It's going to be probably, well, I've got to leave for a client in about half an hour, so I've got to get jam these next 2 in shortly. So this is the scope on love and relationship and sex today. Hope there was some value in it for you, some things to think about. Hopefully I stirred up your thoughts. If you want to find out more about me, thank you. If you want to find out more about me, go to barryselby.com. If you want to talk, I have a Let's Talk button on the right at the top of my website, which is basically the free consult discovery session. I work with clients all over the world, so if it's not local, you can do it by phone and Skype and stuff like that. I have a program for women that I launched a while back called the Dating Advantage, which is an 8-week transformational experience, and I'm launching a new coaching package soon too. So go to my site, check out my free videos, other stuff too, and if you want help now, click on the Let's Talk button. All right? And I've got a ton of scopes on catch.me, katch.me/barryselby, for all the stuff I've done for the last 50 scopes that are up there now. So you can look at my archives about the whole love and romance thing I've talked about, and relationship versus dating, and a whole bunch more. Thank you for sticking around. I'm going to sign off now and then come back in again in a couple of minutes to do a Perry tip, and then I'll do one after that. It's a busy Monday. So you're very welcome, and thanks. I appreciate you reading my book. I love to hear feedback from you. You can maybe email me or reach out my website or Twitter. Please feel free to share it. So thank you. And thanks for watching this one. This was a starting point, so I didn't get covered everything yet because I don't want to just overwhelm everybody and myself. But it's a good starting point. So that's going to be it. Any other questions before I sign off? Because I think you've got some stuff to satiate your minds and thoughts for now. Anything else? Anybody thoughts before I sign off? Seems all quiet out there now. I know maybe the guys in folks in England are probably having dinner now because it's after 8:30 and the people on the West Coast are having lunch. Okay, I guess that's it. I'll sign off. I will be back on a couple minutes with a Perry tip, which you can watch also on archive, replay rather, if you don't catch it live. It's only going to be a brief one, and then talk about jealousy. More number 42. Hang on. More number 42. I've got to look it up because I don't have it memorized. So let me look up in my book, because I've got all the chapters in my book. I've got to, find them all. 42. Actually, that one... Sorry, let me just say what it is in case you're wondering. This is in the section about sexual attraction, and number 42 in the book, read that there, says men and women attract each other differently. I've done a couple of scopes on that one before. I might do that one tomorrow. So remind me. I'm still banging away? Well, I'm talking away. I ain't banging anybody right now. Thank you, Garth, for that. I'm actually finishing up. Because I'm doing 2 more scopes. My Perry tips, and then I'm going to do the pre-Sherathon scope about jealousy, since I can't be here live for that one. So, because I want to do a bit of the Sherathon, because this is a topic that's close to my heart. The jealousy thing is part of my work, so a perfect time to do it. Hey, stop fighting. No, I'm not the Sherathon today, because I've got a client right in the middle of that, and I've got to be traveling, so I won't be able to do live Sherathon. So I checked with Katya, and I'm doing a pre-Sherathon share. So I know he can't. Garth can't stop himself. That's the way he is. I got that very early on, so I'm fine with this. So I'll be doing a Sherathon preview for myself. So I'll be doing that myself. Okay? And yes, that 42, I'll keep it in mind. That's actually a great number, because it is the answer to the... I'm trying to remember now. Hitchhiker's Guide says 42 is the answer to something, the world, and everything, whatever it was. Anyway, so 42 is a number that sticks in my head. Yes. I know you are, Garth, but you have to keep outing yourself on my scopes? Just do it on your own scopes. Any other questions, any thoughts before I wrap up? I know there's going to be a little dialogue going over here with these two. But, yeah, I'm just double checking everything else. We're all good. The life, universe, and everything. Thank you. I knew it was in there somewhere. Yes. So 42 is the answer, so that's searching my book. So you're welcome. Thanks for watching. Get out there and have some fun. I don't mean just sex. Do it the right way. That's what I'm encouraging. So choose wisely, choose for yourself, and do it for the right reasons. There you go. You're welcome. I'm glad you joined me. We're in the, yeah, Cindy, we're in the, which word? Perry 10K group together, so we'll be seeing each other more often. Glad you joined me. And I've got 2 more coming, by the way. If you just joined me, I'm doing 2 more scopes right after this one. This is my love scope, which I'm wrapping up. You can watch the review. Yeah, Marvin was going to say, you typed that one badly. I'm doing my Perry tips coming up, and then I'm doing my own Sherathon preview about jealousy, since I won't be here live for the Sherathon myself. Okay? I'll wait till you finish talking. I mean, you're going to be talking to my scope. I don't want to cut you off. Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, Garth, you're such a sentimental guy. Any other thoughts, questions before we wrap up? Thank you for the hearts again. I appreciate that. I'm going to clear my throat. It was a busy weekend. Thank you again for that. Please share it with your friends. I appreciate that. Thanks, Garth. Well, Meg, I heart-bombed yourself, even though you didn't read what I wrote and you thought I said something else. I don't know what you were thinking, so I don't want to ask what you thought you saw. But yeah, absolutely heart-bomb each other. That's what it's about. We share, we support, we spread the love, and we thank you for that too. And we share with our friends. That's what it's about. With some people, I have to be. Cindy, yes. I have to be a patient man. In my line of work with my clients, that's why I work with them for 3 months. Sometimes the healing happens. Oh, you turned to Garth? I thought you turned to me. Well, I'll take it personally. Ah, okay. It's you two dialoguing back there. So as a friend. Okay. You know what? This conversation is taking way off of my topic, so if you want to talk, you can do it directly through Twitter. Oh, I'm patient with Garth. Oh! Well, we're probably brothers in another life or something, and we're both Brits, so I can be somewhat deferent to him. And since Garth is a cool guy, I'm willing to accommodate him, so that wasn't patience, that was just simply hanging out. Thanks for this. Thanks for watching my scope as well, and thanks for the hearts. I'm going to sign off so I can get my other 2 done, so I've got to get out of here. It'll be worse on the Sherathon. Oh, God. Yeah, I won't be watching that live because unfortunately I won't be back. Well, no, I might be back in time for the second one. I missed the 1 o'clock, the 1 p.m. Pacific time one, but the 3 o'clock or the 11 p.m. UK time, that one I might catch live, so I get to watch you guys then. You're welcome, Garth. Thanks for interacting. It's good to meet you and connect you both ways on Periscope. We'll be doing more together, I'm sure. Hopefully this will give me some keys, some thoughts. It's just a nudge in the right direction. I've got more to talk about this. This is not just a 2-minute conversation about sex, of course. Well, for some people, sex doesn't even last that long. That's a whole nother scope. But I'm bummed. Okay, I'm signing off to do my other 2 scopes. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the hearts. Maybe I should wait for the hearts to keep going because you're doing so many hearts. I appreciate that. You know what? If you have any topics about sex, love, relationships you want me to talk about on my scopes, just message me over Twitter directly. I thought about that one. I've been digging around for ideas myself, but you're welcome. Trying to read that. Sorry, I didn't read that. The problem is I've got the window behind the phone, so it's lighting up better, which means it's hard to read some of the names on the screen, so I'm just guessing what's written. But if you have questions about relationship, love, sex that you want to just put out as the question for the public versus your personal, want to talk to me directly, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go. No. I can take questions. I don't have to answer the questions. See, Garth, I'm saying, send me a message over Twitter, direct message me if you have questions about love, sex, relationships. I didn't promise I'd answer them all. So, Garth, I have full control over this choice. I didn't say I had to answer all of them, but they could give me good content for next scopes coming up, because I've been digging around for my own ones, and now it's time to take a break, and it's good to have people's input. So, okay, enough bantering. Thank you, Garth. I appreciate it. And thanks for everybody who's just joining. If you just joined the scope, this is the end of the scope. Please go back and watch it from the replay. It'll be up for 24 hours, and you can tap the screen and send lots of hearts in the replay and share it with your friends and followers on Twitter. Covered a fair bit of territory, because that was about a half hour. Damn, we went longer than I planned. So that's about sex. Start again. No, it's already out there. You can watch it live. Or I should say watch the replay. I'm not doing it again this time. I'm just thinking if I should. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do the whole thing again. We already did it once. Actually, we did it twice because you joined a bit late, sir. So anybody else who's just joining, watch the archive, the replay, and get the information there. It's a starting point about this conversation about sex and relationships and love, making love. There's a lot more content, as was reminded to me in my book. I'm going to talk about chapter 42. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. If you want to know what that book is, you're just joining. This is the book, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. It is on Amazon, it is on Kindle, and it is on ebook on my website. But if you go to Amazon.com, you get the physical book shipped to you, or you get the Kindle version downloaded immediately. And it's 50 Principles for Healthy Relationships for Singles, Couples, Men, and Women. So there. Thanks for watching. I'm signing off, and we'll be back on in a couple of minutes with a Perry tip, and then something else. Thanks, and nice to talk to you folks. Thanks for interaction. I appreciate that. It keeps it lively, entertaining, and distracting. I'll be back again soon. See you folks later.